Assalamualaikum guys, Ramhan here.
Salamatria here.
Today we're going to be talking about Prophet Dawood. He is the 17th prophet. So it's interesting to keep these in order. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with him. Prophet Dawood is a very significant figure in Islam. He was known for his wisdom, justice, and devotion to Allah. He had great strength, knowledge, and had the ability to communicate with animals, and he could control the wind. That was a tongue twister. But yeah. There's a lot of different stories from him, but we're just gonna give like an overview today over like everything. First we're gonna start with like his role as a prophet. First he was sent to the children of Israel to guide them to worship Allah alone. He was given a special place as both a prophet and a king, and he was granted the Zubad, which is the peace psalms, a sacred book of hymns and praises to Allah. That's mentioned in Surah Al-Isra, Surah 17, verse 55. And then we can start with the story of Dawood and Goliath, which is in English Jalut. I don't know, I've never heard that personally, but interesting to see. The story of Prophet Dawood is famously tied to his victory over the giant warrior Jalut, which is Goliath, who terrorized the Israelis. He was a young man at that time, but he faced Goliath in the battle.
Goliath.
Wow, guys, I haven't said that one. Okay, my apologies. Goliath. Oh wait. Whoa. Okay, Goliath. My bad. He faced him in battle with a sling and a stone, and he defeated him by the will of Allah. And then this victory marked the beginning of his rise as a leader and a prophet. And then this is mentioned again in Surah Baqarah, Surah 2, verse 251. It says, "So they defeated them by the permission of Allah, and Dawood killed Jalut." And then after he killed him, he rises to kingdom and with blessings. He became a king, and he was a good king. He ruled with wisdom and justice. Allah granted him control again over the human and the natural world. He could communicate with the animals. He could control the wind, and this helped him a lot throughout his kingdomship. He also was blessed with an extraordinary voice, and it said that the mountains and birds would glorify Allah in unison with his recitation. Like even though he could speak with the animals, and like all the animals would like come with him when he would recite the Quran.
Yeah,
beautiful, actually.
yeah.
And I think also I don't know if I remember correctly, but like animals and like angels can't read the Quran, so whenever we recite it, they come and like listen.
Oh, really? Even angels?
Yeah. I'm not sure honestly 100%, but I know.
Animals, that's very cool.
But it's
like
really
all
cool.
your like pets and stuff at home.
Yeah. Dawood's ability to judge justly, even though he was a king, we hear a lot of stories of like Pharaoh. He was a king, but the complete opposite of what a king should be. He ruled unjustly, but Dawood was very good as a king. He ruled very in line. He was very fair, had wise judgment. One of the stories that we learned from his kingdomship was two men came to him with a dispute. One man had a sheep, and the other sheep had strayed and eaten from the first man's land. So in this situation, he had a quick decision, and it showed that he was his ability to assess situations with wisdom that Allah had given him. To add, he had Dawood's repentance and humility. In one instance, Prophet Dawood made an error when he was trying to judge something, and this was because he was influenced by the beauty of a woman who was the wife of one of his soldiers. He later realized this was his mistake and automatically repented to Allah and sought forgiveness, and Allah forgave him, showing his mercy to Dawood and reminding him of his role as a humble servant. I think it's important to see that from this like repentance, that even though like he made a mistake, he quickly repented to Allah and Allah just forgave him.
And he was like he had like humility.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't he wasn't shy to go to Allah and like say that he was wrong. He was like, he had humility. He just faced what he was doing, and he said that he was wrong.
Yeah, and like it's like a quick it's like if you make Islam difficult, it will be difficult. But if you make it simple for yourself, it will be simple. Like we all sin, yeah. Make repentance, and then Allah will forgive you, inshallah. Like if you
and just like try not to do the same mistake over and over again.
Yeah. And then to conclude, Dawood's end in his legacy, he passed away after a long reign. His reign was fair, wise, and he was devoted to Allah. And then his son Sulaiman succeeded him and continued the legacy of justice and leadership.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say because I know like Prophet Sulaiman also talks to animals,
Yeah.
and I think that's his son. Okay.
Yeah. And then his legacy was that Prophet Dawood was remembered for his strong faith and his ability to lead with wisdom and his gratitude towards Allah. And he's mentioned quite often in the Quran, Surah Sa'ad, Surah Al-Isra, Surah Baqarah, multiple times. He's just mentioned. And just like the most thing that I take from this is that even though he had so much power and he had a whole kingdom, he could talk to animals, all of this, he was still devoted to Allah. He still worshipped Allah despite all the blessings he gave. He never turned away.
Yeah, and he wasn't arrogant, and he had like humility. He was like when he did something wrong, he owned up to it and he repented. And yeah, I really like that story.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed.